an ocean without land, not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it, so cold yet warm. When you hold me, when you close, I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray. It's the last thing that I need. Wanna feel something that's real. With you I get that. You're like a lighthouse in a dream. Really distant but your beam is guiding me home. So cold yet warm. When you hold me, when you close, I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray.
Hit you with the text on XO. My ace boom boom, no flex, no. I won't gas you up like petrol. Just trying to take you way up where the jets go. But you didn't notice that. Keep clocking all my hours, I told you that. Work now, play later. But you keep going off on me. Keep texting like it's all on me. Yeah, you're all in my head like you're my forever, not for right now. My day one, you hold me down. Hard cold like the wintertime. Fight for your love, can't slow me down. Don't go far. I take me and you over living large. Know I'll be there wherever you are. Cause you shine bright like a shooting star.
Everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Tyler.
Good
Can you hear
evening.
me?
How are we?
Oh, I'm not hearing you. Why am I not hearing you? Getting you on anything? Is that coming through now? I've got sound.
I can hear you. Can you
Yes,
hear me?
that's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Yeah.
There we go.
I've got you in. Good evening, everyone. We're going to be doing a preview on the Charlton game on Saturday, Blackpool away at Charlton. And I've kindly, Tyler has offered to be the fan that's going to give us some information about Charlton, let us know. So first of all, Tyler, I know you've been having a little bit of a traumatic time at the moment with Charlton. Do you want to tell us all about what's going on with Charlton at the moment?
Yeah, you could say that. You could say dramatic time. I don't really know what's happened to us, to be honest with you. It's been these last couple of performances, these last few games have been an absolute disaster. Burton on Tuesday, bottom of the league. Beat us 2-1. Got 6 points off us this season, bottom of the league. It's been a disaster. We have the worst defence that I've seen in ever, and to my knowledge, we're on the worst run of form at home in over 100 years. So, yeah, it's
really
still falling apart down here.
It's been that bad, I say. I was looking just at Lee Bowyer's record, and funnily enough, we watched Sunderland Till I Die, the second series, and of course, the end of that series is Charlton beating them at Wembley, and I suppose he was like a major hero at that time. You'd have actually loved Lee Bowyer that season. And then, of course, the next season it went the other way. You got relegated, and you were doing reasonably well. You've been up there, but just recently it's gone. Do you know why it's gone off? Do you know what's happened? Is there some reason why Charlton are not in form? Because I thought you looked a good side earlier on. Especially when you played us at Bloomfield Road, I thought you looked great.
Yeah, we had a good start. We had a really good start to the season, and we got some good form, and then I think we had a couple of injuries to our defence, which didn't help. Right. But then I think come December, I think Bowyer did some things wrong, like tactically and in terms of team selections as well. Just got a few things wrong, and then I think from January, I think it's been more down to player performance. I think there's some players in that squad that just don't care at all. There's only a handful of players that are trying and are trying to just to work something, but there just seems to be, I don't know, because you look on paper and you think that we've got one of the best squads in the league, but we're just not playing. We're not playing like a unit. We're not playing like a team. It's just, I don't know.
Reason for that? Do you think? Is there any reason? Did you strengthen in the January transfer, or did you not? What was the transfer dealings like for Charlton during January?
I think we did. I think we strengthened in January. Obviously, in the summer, we had everything against us. We had 2 weeks to put a team together, and like I said in one of the previous FVPs, it was a case of us just signing a player or we don't get anyone. So in January, we tried to do the rebuild that we would have done in the summer anyway, just weeded out players that just wasn't going to work, and we upgraded. For instance, Jayden Stockley come in on loan from Preston, and he's been firing on all cylinders. 4 goals in 6 for him. He's done really well. Massive upgrade on the likes of Omar Bogle and Paul Smith. But I think it's just, I think it's a combination of Bowyer being tactically naive and the players just not really caring. I don't really, I don't know. To be honest, if I had a clear answer, I would have given one, but I don't.
You're scratching your head to think what's happened. I see. Just to take a couple of comments here. Steve Huntley said there that one problem for Charlton is Lee Clark. I don't think he's a problem for you, is it? It's definitely not Lee Clark that's your problem. I think he means Lee Bowyer there, doesn't he? I think he's.
Yeah, probably means Lee Bowyer.
Yeah, Lee Bowyer, and that's Charlton is his first managerial post, isn't it? Which I was quite surprised.
His first ever one.
He was caretaker manager at one time, and then he stepped up to the full-time role, and they gave it him permanently. Yeah. And then I think am I right in saying at the end of the season he wasn't going to sign, or was it the season after he got promoted? He wasn't going to sign other contracts, and then he actually signed a 3-year deal, didn't he?
Yeah, that was.
Last season.
I remember that situation. It was just because that was down to our owner. We were talking because we knew he was out of contract.
Yeah.
Because the season we went up, he only signed on a 1-year deal.
Right.
Our owner at the time, the Belgian, Roland de Châtelet, was handling negotiations with him, and then it come out of nowhere saying that they couldn't reach an agreement. But Bowyer was out on a holiday in France at the time, and he knew nothing about it. So it made like just public news, and then the next day Bowyer signs another 1-year deal. We're just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, but then he signed a 3-year deal when we got taken over initially by a new group, which turned out to be just as worse as Roland. But yeah, I think the only good thing they did was tie him down on a long contract. He's on a 3-year deal until 2023, I think.
Right. What's the feeling you're getting from like your viewers on your channel and the general Charlton fans you're talking to about Lee Bowyer? Is it has he lost the fans? Is it Bowyer out down there pretty much?
It's certainly a huge divide. It's been a conversation that's been happening since December onwards. Right. I personally have got a bit tired of it now because it's just constantly fans going back and forth and arguing with each other. And at the end of the day, I just want what's best for this club. I want success at Charlton, and it's just. But I think from the conversation I've been having with some fans, in particular after Tuesday's game, is that there's definitely been a lot more that's swaying towards the Bowyer outside. I'd definitely say that. I'm not fully Bowyer out personally, but I think it's something that has to be considered because, as I said, his tactics have been wrong, team selections. And I think that he's been very inconsistent with what he said this season. He said after January that we had a good enough squad to finish top 2. And then after I lost to Gillingham, he said that we're overachieving when we were 7th. So I just wish that he would be a bit consistent with what he's saying. And now we're saying,
yeah.
And now we're 9th.
Yeah, you're 9th. I was looking at the table actually, and you're 9th with 44 points, and Blackpool 14th. With 40 points, but we actually have a couple of games in hand on. We've got 4 games in hand on you.
Oh, Christ.
4 games. So we're 4 points behind with 4 games in hand. And then you've got, like, breathing down your neck, you've got Ipswich, who are on the same points as you, but they've got 2 games in hand on you.
Yeah.
Then you've got Crew. That's okay. They've played 30 like you. So there's only really at the moment Ipswich, Blackpool can get past you at the moment, so you can only fall down to 11th at the moment. I know I saw your video and you were kind of talking about something about going down to League 2. I don't think it's good. I think you've got enough points in the bag to save yourself going down to League 2.
We won't be anywhere near. We won't be that bad. I think probably mid-table, worst case scenario is what we'll be looking at.
Yeah. I'll just say hello to a couple of people in the chat. We've got Matt Pierce who says, here we go, Matt Pierce. He says, we, the Imps, have got an online fans forum at 8. So thanks for filling the gap. Reliable quality, always great vloggers. So there you are, which is good to know. Somebody earlier on was just quickly mentioning about Blackpool. There's been some pictures online that the club have put up. We've had some big loads of drainage trucks coming in because they were trying to figure out why the pitch isn't draining, because we're called off again on Monday. So I think that's pretty important, Scotty, and I think that's good because Blackpool, as you can see, have got like 4 games in hand. We've only played 26 now. We haven't. It's incredible how many games are getting called off, and normally Blackpool don't get games called off. Certainly not for rain, because it rains here all the time. You know what I mean? So we're pretty used to rain. But there's some problem with the drainage under the pitch, so they are looking at that. So and they're blaming it on the Oyston regime before not leaving any sort of information about how the drainage works at the underneath the pitch. So they've no idea. So I suppose it's a bit difficult, isn't it, if you don't know how the drains actually work and you don't know where they are to actually sort them out. But anyway, some big drainage companies in there. Maybe there's some big blockage that's stopping the water going through. So just talking about you, obviously, because you're a Charlton vlogger, how did it all begin for you, Tyler? When did you start, and how did you get into this crazy world of football vlogging?
Well, I think if I remember, I started in December 2017, so I've been going for this will be my 4th year now. I'd always been interested in it. I'd seen a couple of people at Charlton were already doing it, and I thought I'll give this a whirl. I'll give it a go. It did take a while for it to get off the floor. I remember I started midway through 2017-18. I think I finished with about 100 subs. And then going into the season, we went up. Everybody else stopped except me. So I was the only one that was still going. And I think that helped my channel massively, especially with it being such a successful season as it was. Shot up to 1,000 subs after that, and then hit 2,000 subs last summer. Championship season also kicked on as well and done really well. This year's been a bit slow due to not being able to go to games, but yeah, I just enjoy what I do, man. I just enjoy doing it, and haven't looked back since I started.
Yeah, I think his channel's really, really good, and I meant to have it up actually to show people your intro for your last. If you do get a chance,
Oh,
you go over to Tyler Rowlinson, have a look at his video reaction to Tuesday night, wasn't it? it's
against
it's a
Burton,
fantastic start to any video. Honestly, you'll understand the pain that he's going through at the moment, because you really were not in a happy mood in that video, were you? But
I had to put some humour in there somewhere.
yeah, there was humour in it, which was good to see. Really, you know, you did make it a humorous start, but it was, you know, provided you don't like swearing. You know, some people obviously Brett Ormrod didn't like swearing, but it's well worth just for the intro alone. It's worth having a look, because you were really sick on Tuesday, weren't you? I remember early in the season, actually, especially when we played you. You know, people won't know, but Tyler comes on the Football Vloggers podcast. Hasn't been doing for the past couple of weeks, because Charlton have been doing your heading. But at that time, going back to when Blackpool played Charlton, you were really enthusiastic at that time, and you were up near the top of the league, and you were thinking it's going to be promotion, and you're going back, and you were happy with your new owner, because you've got a new owner as well, haven't you, at Charlton?
Yeah, we have,
which is really good. It's just amazing how things have changed since then. I don't know. I don't know if you remember the game at Bloomfield Road. Do you remember it well? We got anybody who can't remember, we will remind you of the game, because James' husband got sent off within about a minute, didn't he? I think he took somebody down running through, and he was sent off with his first touch of anybody really of the game. And then unbelievably, just before half time, Charlton also got a man sent off, didn't you? which was like a comedy game, really, when both teams are down to 10 men. So we thought we had a bit of a chance.
I was sitting there watching it after James' husband got sent off down to 10 men. I was thinking, okay, we need to take advantage of this. I remember we had Alfie Doughty on the right wing, and I think, what was his name? Dimitri Mitchell you had at left back, and Doughty just had him on skates that night. It was just, I remember him just breezing past him constantly, and I think, but it was just such a frustrating opening minutes, because we just could not get going. And then bloody Ben Purrington, of course it would be him to get him sent off and let you back in the game.
Somebody's come on now, said bloody Purrington. He must be a Charlton fan there. It was incredible, but which gave us all hope for Blackpool, because we thought, well, okay, you know, we were thinking we were going to get beaten down to 10 men. It was going to be a hard second half, but of course you let us off the hook, and you were down to 10 men, and then you actually scored, and it got disallowed, didn't it? I actually saw on the highlight this afternoon. Yeah, you scored a goal, and I remember the goalkeeper Chris Maxwell was running across to the linesman complaining about something, and you lot had all gone off celebrating, and the next thing the referee's running over, and before we know it, it's been disallowed, which was I
couldn't remember what that was. I couldn't remember what it was disallowed for.
I think I
can't remember what it was.
I think it was. I can't remember either. It was offside, or there was something that Chris Maxwell, our goalkeeper, was complaining about. But anyway, it got disallowed. But then you actually did come up with a winner with about 8 minutes to go, if I remember rightly. About 8 minutes.
It was late on. Yeah, chucks an ego over here.
Late ball right across the box, knocked back in, wasn't it? You know, for a beautiful ball. You know, just to. And it was a great goal, I must admit. It was a really good goal, a goal worthy of winning a game. So I thought, I've spoken to you about it before. I think it was Bandage Boy on that night, wasn't it? Doughty, yeah. Is he not fit, or is he still fit? Because I thought he was a really good player.
We've sold him. We sold him in January.
Oh, you sold him.
I think he got injured not long after that. And then we received interest from Stoke, I think it was, and we sold him to them for 600 grand, something like that.
Oh yeah, he was a good player, him. So I suppose he's made a big difference, hasn't he, then, to your team? Because he was a real threat. I was fearing playing him on Saturday. So you've got little old Blackpool coming down there on Saturday. I think you kind of tweeted to me before that you're not looking forward to this.
No, I'm not at all.
We've got a couple of players, you know, important players out Blackpool, which may give you, you know, a bit of hope. CJ Hamilton is not back yet, although it is rumoured he may well be on the bench.
He's a brilliant player. I really like CJ. He's a really good player.
He is, but he's been out for nearly 2 months now with a hamstring, so we don't know how he's going to actually be If he's going to be able to, whether he'll be wary of it, whether he can run with the pace that he had before. And of course, Gary Medine as well is the other one that's a sick note at the moment. He's got some groin injury, so he won't be playing.
Yeah.
So your front line, I would imagine the way we've been playing it is this Ellis Sims, who is a young lad we've got. He's only 21, I think, from Everton. Plays in Everton's under 23s. He's definitely got a lot of potential, but he hasn't. He scored a couple against Wigan late on. He came on late on, and then he hasn't really managed to shine. And they're kind of playing him in a Gary Medine role, which Gary Medine holds the ball up really well, and he takes lots of knocks, and he's hard to knock off the ball. He's a big, strong lad, and they've been trying to play this young kid as a Gary Medine. It hasn't quite worked out for him, and he looked really good when he played with Gary Medine. With a big striker up there taking all the brunt for him, and he is a big, he's a big, tall lad, but the main threat really at the moment is Jerry Yates, who keeps scoring like amazing goals. I don't know if you've seen his last few goals.
I saw the one. It was at Bloomfield Road. I can't remember who it was against. He just went round to like so many players and just smashed it in the net.
I know. He's done very well. It was a game. It was a goal that I'd already said would be like, if it was a Premier League player doing that, where he like takes 3 defenders on, takes them one way, takes the other, then skips around the goalkeeper, then slides it in on a narrow angle in the far post. If that was a Premier League football, they'd be showing it week in, week out. Week out.
Cool.
And I was saying it's, that's got to be, goal of the season. You're not going to beat that. And yet, away at Portsmouth, many people
done it again.
This was when if you saw it, where they tried to, he almost got tripped up, and he kind of got back up off the floor and just carried on going. And the linesman was flagging for a foul, but the referee allowed the play to go on, and he run like full pelt down the pitch, took 3 players on, went on the outside of him, and just creamed another one in the other side. So he is very dangerous at times, but then other times at the game he's a bit anonymous. So we don't know, but he has got that potential to just win a game, on his own. So there's that. We're on form. Blackpool are pretty much on form at the moment. We're top of the form table. I don't know where you lie actually in that at the moment, Charlton.
I think we're 17th or something like that.
Yeah, you're 17th. I was just looking at your last 5 matches, and you've only won 1 in the last. Have you just won 1 in the last 5?
I think our game against Rochdale away was our only win. The thing with us, we're just not performing at home. We can perform away from home. It's just at home's been a problem for us. Right.
Well, we've just come into form at the moment. We've won 4 out of the last 5. Just that game at Ipswich. Now, the only thing I was talking with Jane about, when we went to play Ipswich, I thought Ipswich were a team that were beatable. I didn't think they were playing very well. They were also very poor at home. They'd only won, I think they won 1 out of the last 6 at home or something, and they were there for the taking. And I felt that Critchley went very, very defensively and very afraid of Ipswich. And we set up in a way that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting us to go for Ipswich, but we kind of went really defensive. And of course, we lost that game. And I thought that he kind of maybe based that on the fact that they smashed us at home 4-0 early in the season. And I think he was a bit wary of them. And I think he gave them far too much respect. And I have that worry that he might have that same respect for you. Obviously, if you remember the Charlton game where you looked a really, really good side, that he may go there a bit more defensive minded, and that might play into your hands if he does. Obviously, as a Blackpool fan, I don't want him to do that. I want him to go and think, Charlton are not in form, you know what I mean? Let's go and beat them. But
I'm just hoping with us, we don't go with the same defensive tactic against Burton. We went with 5 at the back with two fullbacks, 2 centre backs, and 2 older midfielders, and we still lost.
Home.
Yeah.
Against bottom of the league. I don't understand why he's played that way. Has he explained why he plays so defensively against Burton? I mean, they have obviously got Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank in now, haven't they? Who is improving them slightly, which is, we've got to play them yet because our game against them got postponed as well. But what did you think of Burton? Did you think they looked nothing much when you watched it, or was it just you that was bad, or was it just bad luck? Because I think you hit the post, the crossbar, didn't you, a couple of times in that game? Could have gone the other way.
First 20 minutes, we were all over him. We hit the bar twice, and then we scored. and then we sort of let them in the game and let them grow into it, and then a defensive lapse in concentration, and they made it 1-1, and then from then I think they just controlled the game. They just looked better than us. They just looked like they wanted the 3 points, and then they got the second with probably one of the most freakish goals I've ever seen this season. Just takes it, no one goes near him, left foot as a shot. I think it comes off Ben Watson's arm actually, but it comes off his arm and takes the biggest deflection, just loops over the keeper and goes in the top corner, and that's how they won it.
They are really unlucky. I mean, we had that same thing in the game against Brighton, in our cup game, and massive deflection for the goal. It just went completely the other way. The deflection sent it in the other side of the goal, just went in dead easy. So you can't, maybe you're not as bad. Those things are unlucky, aren't they? Sometimes you just don't get the rub of the green, do you? It doesn't go quite right. Billy Greenall has asked me a question. He's saying, Lee, do you think Blackpool can handle Aneke? How do we say it? Aneke, is it?
Aneke, yeah.
Aneke. Well, I don't really know how he plays, if I'm being honest. I'm not an expert on him, but all I can say is we went to Portsmouth last week and they had the best attacking force in the league, and we stopped them scoring. They never really looked like scoring. Apart from the first minute of the game, they never really looked like scoring. So we kept them very, very quiet. So defensively, Blackpool have got a lot stronger. At first, Neil Critchley was on his own, and our defence was, leaking goals. And then they brought in Colin Calderwood for a bit of experience. Critchley brought him in as a number 2, and he's a bit more defensive minded. And they seem to have sorted out the defence. Although we are playing, unfortunately for us, we're playing against Charlton, and we're going to have James Husband as centre half because we've lost Marvin Ekpateta. So he played quite well actually against Portsmouth, but we all know he got sent off in the first minute in the first game. So there's maybe that's good. So what's your feeling on the game then? What do you think? Do you think Charlton have got a chance, or are you really fearing it?
I don't know, because I know you're in form and we're out of form. I know you commented on my video saying that Blackpool were the team to always end teams' bad run of form. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that is right. It's just the way that we played against Fleetwood and against Burton, we just didn't look like we cared, to be honest. But I think that you'll be looking to carry on that good form. It's just, I think it depends on how Bowyer sets us up as. If he sets us up the same way against you at Bloomfield Road, attacking and constantly going for it, then I think that we should get something from it. But if I had to predict anything, I'd probably say a 1-1 draw. I'll probably go with a draw.
1-1 draw. I was looking at the head-to-head between the teams. I think it's pretty even Stevens, isn't it? I think if I looked at it. I think
it is, yeah.
It's 11v11. Let's just go at our history of Charlton Blackpool. Let's have a look. How we've done historically. So I meant to have this up. So get it up. 11v11, right. Okay. So all together, we have played each other. My internet just comes up. While that's loading, I'll just... Matt Pierce is a question to you. He says, every time I see him, Ronnie Schwartz looks dangerous. Is it a fitness issue that stops him starting, Tyler? Can you answer that one? Just for you?
Well, with Schwartz, I mean, he come in January from Midtjylland in Denmark. He was a recommended signing from our owner, because our owner's Danish, obviously. The thing with Schwartz is that Schwartz when we brought him in, he hadn't played a professional game since like August, because we tried to get him in the summer. And because the deal fell through, he was exempt from the Midtjylland team. So he was shunned out of the squad. So didn't play any minutes whatsoever. So I think he's still getting up to shape. He's got 1 goal for us already, which was a very good, well taken goal. But the thing with Schwartz is that he doesn't really have much to his game other than being a poacher. He's there at the right place at the right time and he'll score. And the problem with us is that we don't really have anyone in our squad that can provide him the service, which is why in the games he has played, he's been a bit non-existent. But I think if you put him in front of goal when he's there at the right place, I think he'll be scoring pretty much 100% of the time. But so far, it just hasn't worked out for him so far.
Right. Okay. So that answers that question for you, Matt. Billy Greenall is a Charlton fan. He's in here. He's saying, I'm feeling a solid performance by the Reds. He's going for 3-1. So he's very confident, is Billy. Looking at the head-to-head table there, I think versus Blackpool. Your Charlton Athletic versus Blackpool. You've won 19, drawn 16, and lost 30. So, blimey. So we actually have a decent record against Charlton. I haven't got time to analyse how many we've actually won at the Valley because I actually had in my head the Valley being a bit of a not a great place for us, to be honest. I can't remember us winning that many times there. I think we have won a couple of times, but not many. Yeah.
Well, we haven't won in 7 at home this season so far, so we're on a 7-game winless run. So
that is not a good. It's a good time to play you. Then you're giving me a lot of hope here. I've got to be honest, Tyler. Billy Greenall says, Tyler, who would you tell Blackpool to watch out for? In his opinion, it's Liam Miller. What's yours?
I definitely agree with that. Liam Miller's he's a threat. He's a very pacey player like Doughty, play on that left-hand side, who always like to cut on that right foot and try and make something happen. He's been very good. I think Jaden Stockley as well, I mentioned him briefly. He's very good in the air, very dominant. I think Chuck Sanike as well, again, was mentioned. Again, very, very physical player. You're Gary Medine in a way, like our Gary Medine. He just likes to hold up the ball, wins everything in the air, and on his day, one of the best strikers in this league. Andrew Shinney as well in the midfield. He's decent. And that's about it, to be honest with you.
You don't like the defence, do you, at the moment? You're not happy with this defence, are you? What's the problem with your defence? Just obviously because Neil Critchley's watching this video, so I'm just making sure you just give us. I'm only kidding. So what's the problem with the Charlton defence at the moment?
We're just leaking goals. We just make stupid mistakes, just letting the ball bounce and then heading it away terribly, just making mistakes all the time. And we do tend to concede worldies as well. Every goal we concede at the Valley just tends to be an absolute screamer. So, yeah, I just don't know.
You can't blame your defence for worldies. It's just that's how it's just the luck of the draw. I don't think Blackpool have scored any. When I say out and out rocket shots from a long distance, I don't think we've scored anything like that this season. So you're probably quite safe in that regard. We're not going to hit one from miles out.
I'm just worried about Jerry Yates just running through our defence.
yeah, you could have Jerry Yates running at you. Blackpool have been poor on, for me, corners and set pieces so far this season. It's one of the things we haven't done very well. We have a habit of crossing into your first man all the time so you can edit away. So we're very good at that. So that should give you some hope.
We're fairly decent at set pieces now with Stockley coming in. So
right, okay.
we're typically quite lethal from those.
Oh, you're right. Okay, well, we have conceded from set pieces, so that could go in your favour. Michael Haig. Hi, Michael says Blackpool were after him, a young kid from Liverpool development squad. Is that the lad we're talking about?
That'd be Miller.
Miller, yeah. I think we were after him as well, yeah. And of course, we thought we might have got him because Critchley obviously was in charge of the under-23s at Liverpool. So we thought he might, it's been rumoured a few times with Liverpool players, but they've not really come off. Billy Greenall saying, God help us, bring Brian in his back.
Yeah. However, that's our fourth centre back who's been out for a long time. He was actually the guy who scored the goal, Brimfield Road, that was disallowed. So 6 foot 5.
Yeah, he's a big lad, isn't he?
Yeah, defender, yeah. But he's been injured for a while. I don't know when he's coming back, but yeah, he needs to come back in the team quick and solidify our defence because we're just leaking in too many goals.
Right. Well, hopefully he's not back for Saturday. Right. Peterborough Army area. He's feeling a 1-2 Blackpool. I think he's wanting us to beat you, obviously, for to further Peter.
Do them a favour, yeah.
They're doing really well, aren't they? He says, what about us against Wigan on Saturday? Well, you're going to win that one, aren't you?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Garbage at the moment, so I can't see you losing that. In fact, you're top of the league at the moment, aren't they, Peterborough? It looks like Hull as well have gone off the boil, haven't they? They've gone. Wow. Sam Latchford is here. He's a Charlton fan from Wanaka, New Zealand.
The hell.
Has he ever been on your channel? Sam, if you haven't yet subscribed to Tyler Rowlinson's channel, he's well worth it. If you're a Charlton fan in New Zealand, you'll love his stuff. So give him a view. Well, maybe you already have. Just let us know in the chat if you've already been on Tyler's channel, because he's a great vlogger. Knows his stuff. Certainly knows his stuff more than I know my stuff. It's really good. Lewis Kay says that Bowyer is under huge pressure for this game. Do you feel massive.
Massively. I think that just with the results that we've got and the teams that we've been up against on paper, we should be beating them. And it's just results haven't gone their way. I said at the end of my video yesterday, I said that if he doesn't fix this, I wouldn't be surprised if he's sacked not long after this game. He's under massive amount of pressure to just fix this and turn it around.
So it could well be sacked in the morning if Blackpool win at Charlton.
Could well be.
Would that be a good thing then for us to beat you? Get rid of him.
It just depends on who we get after and whether the grass is greener. With us bringing in a new manager, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh right, okay. Sam Latchford says he has indeed. He's already subscribed. He hopes he can come back in September as he spends half the year in the UK and half in New Zealand. That sounds it looks like he kind of does he spend the winter with that? I'm trying to work that out. If he comes back in September, then he's spending the winter in England and the winter in New Zealand, isn't he?
Yeah.
It
looks like that way. Yeah, I
would have done it the other way around. I think I'd have spent the summer in England and the summer in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Peter Barami wants our opinion. Will the mighty Posh go up 5 points ahead of third? Can you answer, please? I think you will. Yeah, I think you will. I think you've been.
Depends on whether you bottle it again, because they have a tendency to fall apart.
Let's face it, they have bottled it many times. It's hard to believe they haven't got up, really, has it? You know, they've had some great teams, and I can never quite fathom out why they've bottled it at the end. So maybe this is your year. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have to this year. It's got to be, surely.
They seem to be coming, rather than being up there and fading away, they seem to be getting stronger and stronger for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Peterborough will get up. Whether Lincoln will be up there with you, I think Hull are falling to pieces. If I'm being honest,
yeah, they're falling apart.
They can't buy a win at the moment, can they? And it was weird because it fell apart the season before for them in the Championship, and they came down, didn't they? It really did. The Hull fans were going mental about it. Also, I was surprised that they were doing so well, to be honest. Right, Billy Greenough again. I would say this game is make or break for Bowyer. His selections haven't been the best recently, so I believe this is the game is deal breaker for Bowyer. I think we're all pretty much agreed on that, aren't we?
Yeah, it's the way it looks right now. Right,
Oliver Stewart is asking you, Tyler, who do you think would be a good manager for Charlton if Bowyer was to go?
This has been asked all the time. Like everyone has been calling Bowyer to go. The answer that everyone comes back with is, who would you have to replace him? I think realistically, we'll probably bring in someone that's already in our setup right now. So our assistant manager, Johnny Jackson, right now, he would probably be the number one candidate to take over. Maybe Jason Yule as well, currently our under-23s coach. If we're looking outside of Charlton, Paul Cook is available. He could potentially come in. The Cowley brothers as well, I've seen. And maybe, just maybe, Alan Kirbishley, if you remember him from our Premier League days.
Yes, I do, yeah. Would you like him back?
He does the Valley Pass live stuff for our Charlton TV things. He presents it now. There's always been this rumor saying that there's always been these rumors going about, like, he may want to have a role in charge of the club. If he fancied it and he'd come back as manager, it would be, I think every Charlton fan would be over the moon with that if he came back.
So watch this space. Alan Kirbishley, you heard it here first. Sam Latchford has confirmed with us that October is New Zealand summertime. Yes, it is. So he is coming back for the winter in England and flying away from New Zealand in the summertime, just when the summer starts. So Peterborough Army, quickly, we'll just go through these quick comments and then I'm going to let you get off. Peterborough Army, we just need 9 more wins for promotion. That's what they reckon. I think that's well doable with the amount of games you've got left to play.
Yeah.
Billy Greenhall says, what's this? Accrington Stanley to win the league. Hopefully Charlton still.
Accrington. It's an out there prediction.
They're a dark horse, but I can't see it, if I'm being honest. I don't think they're strong enough.
I don't know if they'll win the league. They may sneak playoffs, but
I think
they've been a good side this season.
They have, and they've got a couple of lads in from Newcastle that Sharky warned us about. So he said they'd be quite good, but I just don't think. No, I can't see it. Sorry, I just can't see it. Sunderland, they are getting stronger. George Murphy says, up the Charlton. I'd want Paul Cook. He gets mentioned all the time, Paul Cook, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he does. Greenwald says Thierry Henry.
He's going Bournemouth, isn't he? Or something like that.
Is that where he's going? Bournemouth, right? Okay, I
I
don't
think
know.
he's been linked with the Bournemouth job. I'm not.
Wow. Lewis K says, if I'm honest, our recent results have been awful. I think he's thinking they're going to lose 1-0. You're going to lose 1-0 to Blackpool. And he reckons that will be the last straw for Bowie if it happens. Well, we shall see. All I can say to you, Tyler, is thank you very much for coming on for a quick chat. Kept you for 40
Thanks for having me
minutes.
on.
So I'll let you go. It's been a pleasure. And may the best team win. That's all we can say, can't we, really? So
probably won't be us.
We will be doing a live stream. Will you be doing a live stream on the day, or do you not do them? You just do
I just do I do live reactions to it. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the game, to be honest. But
you're not? No, okay.
I don't know, but I'll see.
Things are bad in the Tyler Rowlinson household if you're not even watching the game. Yeah. Have you not got a pass anyway? Would you not have a pass for it?
I buy a pass on the day of the game.
Oh, you just buy a pass on the day, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
We got kind of hoodwinked into getting season tickets because they kind of threatened that they were only going to let 4,000 in, and they were almost at 4,000 season tickets. So I was thinking at the time, I'm not going to do because I had to get four season tickets.
Saying, weren't you?
Yeah, it's pointless. I mean, I just, Jane and I watch the match on the same thing. So that's 20 quid, isn't it? To watch a match every time, because we've paid 2 season tickets we've never needed. Yeah. But anyway, it was money to the club. So, yeah. Peter Romy says Tyler should join Lee for the live stream. He's probably not up for it, if I'm being honest, the way he's feeling. That would be horrible.
No, that would be horrible.
It's horrible, isn't it? I don't know how anybody can actually watch a game. I know Dor does it all the time. You watch it with the away fans, and it's just so stressful. It really is. I was going to do a joint one with Ben of COD Vlogs when Blackpool.
That would have been.
But he bottled out of it at the end. He changed his mind and changed.
He'd be in each other's faces all the time.
I know. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would just be. It would be bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Michael Strake says, just completely off topic, Jonathan Woodgate has taken over Bournemouth as manager. Wow, breaking news. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, that's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? I'm surprised he's been taken on. Right. Tuesday, it's game on. Blackpool are at the Valley, and Tyler Rowlinson has told you all, Charlton fans, not really looking forward to this one. And Blackpool fans are. I'll tell you, we are. We're up for it, but that doesn't mean anything because, as I've said to Tyler, Blackpool do have a habit of stopping any bad run of any team. We come along and we sort it out for you.
Yeah.
And we end it. It's a thing.
I'm just hoping that because I know that you've got 2 former Charlton players who used to play for us, Chris Maxwell and Sule Kaikai. It's going to be Maxwell. Maxwell didn't play when he played for us. He was brought in as like a backup option. Kaikai we had back in 2018, and I can I think every Charlton fan can confidently say he's the worst winger we've seen at the club. He was awful for us, but he's done quite well for you, isn't he? He's gone full circle, doing well for you.
He started off and people were really, very enthusiastic about him. He looked amazing, and at times he is absolutely amazing. But under Grayson, he seemed to have a bit of a mental problem. I thought it was. I don't think he got on with Grayson very well, or there was some issue anyway, and he didn't play much. And but this season he's obviously Chris is looking after him a little bit better, and it seems he's been getting regular time in the team, and he's starting to look a better player. At times he's unbeatable, but he's not in the game as much as we'd like him to be. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's it. I was just looking at some last comments. We've got Matt Pearson says Michael Appleton has signed up till 2025. Up the imps. Blimey. Well, he's doing a good job. Hopefully you'll keep going, because you've been up there all season. It would be kind of a shame to see it fall apart at the last minute, especially with the way you've played. And you got West Ham fan here who's now the cyber leader of West Ham United. He's normally the Dalek. I don't know if he comes on your channel, obviously, but I suppose he likes giving a bit of stick to Charlton. So I don't know what he means by Charlton, to be honest. But if he's questioning why we've got a Charlton fan on, it's because we're playing them. Because we're playing Charlton. Anyway, thank you very much, Tyler. I'm going to let you go, and you can enjoy.
Thanks for having me on.
And we will You may be on the FBP on Monday. I don't know if you're back on Monday, but it all depends if you win or lose, I suppose.
I'll probably try and make it and just slag Bowyer off as much as I can.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck with your channel. If you, as I say,
thank you.
If you haven't subscribed yet to Tyler Rowlinson, it's a great YouTube channel. He does a brilliant job for Charlton. If you're a Charlton fan watching this, make sure you give him a sub, definitely. So thanks a lot for being on. Thanks for everybody for watching. We can't do these shows without people watching and posting comments and everything. So we're always thankful for you coming on. Yeah. See you later, Tyler. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.